Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hashim Ali Khan. So now I'm going to start the main problems on incomplete records. Last two videos I have explained you about the meaning of incomplete records. So there are some business organizations which do not keep complete set of account books. Accounting records, they will not keep the complete system. They will not follow the accounting principles. So these organizations will maintain incomplete records. Now the question arises how they can be able to calculate the profit, how they can be able to find the financial position. So last video I have explained you in detail what is the method followed in finding out the income of those organizations which keep incomplete records. So before start learning the problems for incomplete records, you must have the idea about what is this incomplete record. So I suggest you to watch the first theory video, and two videos I have uploaded regarding the short questions and MCQs on this topic of incomplete records. So before starting the main problem, my suggestion to you is watch the initial first video on theory and two videos on short questions and MCQs on these incomplete records. Then you come to this main problems. You can understand much better. So before starting the problem, I expect my viewers have a printout of the problems which I have given in the link under my description. So before watching any problems, you must have on hand the problems. So go to the link under the description, take a printout and keep it ready. And take a screenshot of the solution of first three problems. After taking that, I'll explain each and every point of these three problems. Come on, now I am going to start the first problem on incomplete records. See carefully. Jono is a mobile hairdresser in Hong Kong. He visits customers regularly. He has provided the following information. So here Jono is a sole trader. He is having a hairdressing salon at Hong Kong, and he has provided the following information of his business. 1st Feb 2016 and 31st Jan 2017. That means the beginning of the year is 1st February and end of the year is 31st January. So beginning of the year Hong Kong dollars and end of the year Hong Kong dollars are given. Vehicle, equipment, inventory, trade receivable, trade payable, bank balance. So here we are given the assets and liability. Vehicle, equipment, inventory, trade receivable and bank. These are the assets, and the liability is only one trade payable. See here, in the theory video I have explained you one of the method of finding out the profit is comparing the capital at the beginning of the year with the end of the year. If the capital at the end of the year has increased, that means there is a profit. If the closing capital has decreased, there is a possibility of loss. So we compare the capital at the beginning with the capital at the end to find out the profit. So here assets and liabilities are given at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. So we calculate capital. Capital is equal to assets minus liabilities. We take the total assets minus total liabilities, we'll get the capital at the beginning and capital at the end. In the first video, I have explained you statement of affairs. A statement of affairs is a document, is a statement in which we list down all assets and all liabilities. Assets minus liability is equal to capital. So here same thing. We are given assets and we are given liabilities. So assets minus liability, capital at the beginning of the year and capital at the end of the year. During the year ended 31st January 2017, Jono made drawings of Hong Kong dollar 18,000 and calculate the business profit or loss for the year ended 31st Jan 2017. So how to find out the profit? Take the capital at the end of the year. From that, deduct capital in the beginning of the year and add the drawings. Again I repeat, profit is equal to capital at the end minus capital in the beginning plus drawings. Already this type of problems we have seen in the last video, short questions. Same thing will apply. First of all, statement of affairs as on 1st February 2016 and 31st January 2017. 2017, it is not 2007, it is 2017. Now, assets, liabilities. I have prepared two columns. First column 1st February 2016 and second column 31st January 2017. Beginning of the year, end of the year. Assets. The assets are vehicle, equipment, inventory, trade receivable, bank. These are the assets. Assets are given beginning of the year, end of the year. As it is, whatever is given in the problem, same I have taken. The total of assets are 32,600 and 31,950. Similarly, liabilities. Only one liability is given, trade payable. Only one liability. The trade payable are 1,700. The total of assets I have denoted as A and the total of liability I have denoted as B. The capital is assets minus liability, A minus B. So 32,600 minus 1,000, 31,600. Similarly, 31,950 minus 700, 31,250. Got it. We got the capital at the beginning and capital at the end. Over. Now we will make a statement of profit or loss for the year ended 31st January 2017. Statement of profit or loss for the year ended 31st Jan 2017. So here capital at the end of the year. At the end of the year capital is 31,250. 31,250. To this we add the drawings made during the year. That is given in the problem. Last sentence, drawing made during the year is 18,000. So add up the drawings, 49,250. From this, deduct the capital at the beginning of the year. The capital at the beginning, 31,700. Deduct 31,600. 31,600. So 17,650 is the profit for the year. That's all. This is the first main problem on incomplete records. So to ascertain the profit, we need capital in the beginning and capital at the end. This is capital beginning, this is capital end. Now you have to remember the closing capital. First we take the closing capital. To that we add the drawings and deduct the opening capital. We will get the profit. That's it. Finished. Second problem. Ismela does not keep a full set of accounting records. Does not maintain a full set of accounting records, mean incomplete records. But she has provided the following information. Summarized bank statement. So here bank statement debits, left hand side balance brought down. Balance brought down is 25,000. This is the opening bank balance. And cash from receivables. That means cash received from trade receivables. So bank balance, debit side we take all receipts, credit side we take all payments. The opening balance of bank is 25,000 and cash received from customers is 32,000. Total cash 57,000. From 57,000 payment to payables. The payables are the suppliers. We make the payment to suppliers and we receive the cash from customers. So debit side cash from receivables means cash received from customers. And credit side payment to payables means cash paid to suppliers. How much cash paid to suppliers? 18,000. And the closing balance of cash is 39,000. So debit side 25,000 opening balance of cash and cash received is 32,000. Total cash 57. Out of 57,000, 18,000 rupees are the payment of cash. The balance of cash remaining 39,000. This is the bank statement. Now, opening and closing balance. 1st April 2016 opening, 31st March 2017 closing. Trade receivables opening 1500, closing 1100. Trade payable opening 2200, closing 1300. Then inventory opening 1200, closing 1600. Now prepare Ismaila's account to calculate gross profit. See here. Previous problem we have calculated profit by comparing the capital at the beginning and capital at the end. But the second problem, we are applying conversion method. Conversion method means we are converting the incomplete into complete accounting and prepare as usual income statement. We are not comparing the capital just like the previous problem. Here we are converting the incomplete into complete. How? By calculating the sales revenue, by calculating the purchases. Once we get the sales revenue and purchases, we can calculate the profit. Conversion method. So in the problem, bank statement is given. Opening and closing balances of trade receivable, trade payable is given, and inventory opening closing is given. So we prepare trade receivable account. What is the purpose of making trade receivable account? To find out the sales revenue. To find out the sales revenue, we prepare trade receivable account. To find out the purchases, we make the trade payable account. Remember this. If you with full concentration, if you seriously listen my lecture, definitely you will not make any mistake in examination. You need some patience of watching and listening each and every point, and always keep a notebook beside you. When I say something very important, you should roughly write the point. Then you will not forget that point, right? So trade receivable account is prepared to find out sales revenue. Trade payable account we prepare to find out the purchases. So how to find out sales revenue? Opening and closing trade receivables are given. In the problem you can see the trade receivable beginning of the year 1500, end of the year 1100. Remember, opening trade receivable we take it on the debit side. Debit side balance brought down. 1500 given in the problem, opening. So first you take 1500 here, right? The closing trade receivable is 1100 rupees given in the problem. That you take it balance carried down, closing 1100. So opening balance, debit side, closing balance, credit side. Now cash received from receivables. Cash received from receivables, that is given in the bank statement. In the problem you can see bank statement, debit side, cash from receivables 32,000. 32,000 rupees are received. So bank account is debited. Bank balance is debited. And credit should be given to trade receivable. Because cash is received from receivables. So entry will be bank account debit, receivables account credit. So credit side, cash book, bank, 32,000. This is the amount received, amount received from receivables. Over. Whatever information is given in the problem, I have recorded. Opening balance debit side, closing balance credit side. And cash received from receivables credit side. Over. Now we can find out the sales revenue. Credit side, if you take the total 33,100. 32,000 plus 1100, 33,100. 33,100 minus 1,500. 33,100 minus 1,500. The balancing figure is the sales. How much is the balancing figure? 31,600. This is the requirement. The purpose of making this trade receivable account is to find out sales, and we got the sales. Credit side total minus 1500, you will get 31,600. That's all. This carried down will become brought down 1100. Here carried down 1100, here brought down 1100. Leave it. We need sales. We got sales 31,600. Similarly, we'll make another account, trade payable account. Trade payable account is opposite of trade receivable account. Trade receivable is an asset. Trade payable is a liability. So opposite. Here opening balance you have taken on debit side. Here opening balance will take it on the credit side, opposite, because this is receivable, this is payable. So by balance, balance brought down opening 2200 given in the problem. Opening balance of trade payable 2200. Closing balance of payable is 1300. Opening we have taken on credit side. So closing will take it on the debit side. Debit side 1300. This opening, this closing given in the problem. Now payment to payables. In the bank statement it is given payment to payables are 18,000. In the bank statement given payment to payables. We have paid, it is our business. We have paid the amount to payables. Money is going out. So bank is credited. Bank is credited. So debit should be given to payables. So entry for payment is payables account debit, bank account credit. So bank is already credited. Nothing to be done. Payables should be debited. Here payables should be debited. Cash book bank. How much amount paid? 18,000. Problem, it is given in the problem. 18,000 we have taken here. That's all. Opening balance credit side, closing balance debit side. Amount paid debit side. Now balancing figure. Now take the total on the debit side. It is 19,300 debit side. From 19,300 deduct 2,200. 19,300 minus 2,200, balancing figure is 17,100. This 17,100 is purchases. By preparing trade receivable account, we got sales. By preparing total payables account, we got purchases. That's what we need. We need sales, we need purchases. Now we have to prepare the statement to find out gross profit. Easily we can make. The gross profit, calculation of gross profit will take the sales revenue. It is not given sales revenue. We have calculated here. Sales revenue 31,600. Take 31,600. Less cost of sales. Cost of sales opening inventory. That is given in the problem. Opening inventory 1,200 given in the problem. To opening inventory add purchases. Purchases we calculated here 17,100. So 1,200 in opening inventory given, 17,100 we have calculated. Add up 18,300. From this we deduct closing inventory, that is given in the problem. Closing inventory 1,600. Deduct 1,600. So 18,300 minus 1,600, 16,700 is the cost of sales. Now sales revenue minus cost of sales, you will get gross profit. So sales revenue 31,600, cost of sales 16,700 minus karo, you will get 14,900 gross profit. That's what it is asking you in the problem. To calculate gross profit, we got the gross profit. That's it. Two problems completed. Now I am reading out the third problem. Ronaldo owns a takeaway business in Macau. He does not keep a full set of accounting records. Whenever this word comes, he does not keep full set of accounting records. It means incomplete records. But he is able to provide the following information for the year ended 30th April 2017. Amount paid for motor expenses 12,500. Amount paid for advertising 17,230. Amount paid for rent 16,330. Three expenses are given: motor expenses, advertising and rent. Next page. Beginning of the year 1st May 2016, end of the year 30th April 2017. Motor expenses paid in advance. Motor expenses paid in advance. Beginning of the year 900, end of the year 1410. Advertising oved. Oved means payable, due, not paid. So advertising oved means outstanding, due at the beginning of the year 350, end of the year 217. Similarly, rent oved. Rent oved means rent outstanding, due at the beginning of the year 2000, end of the year is not there. Similarly, rent paid in advance, beginning of the year 1120, end of the year we don't have. So for rent we have oved as well as advance, right? Now other information, gross profit for the year 97,000. Calculate Ronaldo's profit for the year. Now, previous video I have explained you, profit for the year is equal to gross profit minus expenses. Gross profit minus expenses, we will get profit for the year. Gross profit given. Expenses are three. What are the three? Rent, advertising, motor expenses. But here adjustments are given for rent, advertising and motor expenses. So how to find out the profit? See here, Ronaldo. Income statement for the year ended 30th April 2017. Gross profit is given 97,000. To this we have to make the adjustment one by one. First of all, expenses. Amount paid for motor expenses. It is given in the problem. First line. Amount paid for motor expenses 12,500. Now we have to make the adjustment. In the problem last line it is given some amount is paid in advance, some amount is outstanding, oved. So here motor expenses paid 12,500, add motor expenses paid in advance on 1/5/2016. Beginning of the year is 1st May 2016 and end of the year is 30th April 2017. So advance paid at the beginning of the year will be added and advance paid at the end of the year will be deducted. So you remember this point. Paid in advance, opening, added, and paid in advance, closing should be deducted. Remember this rule. Paid in advance, beginning of the year will be added, paid in advance, end of the year will be deducted. Why we are adding and deducting? Because we are following accrual accounting principle. Accrual accounting principle means only during the current year whatever expenditure is, that only we should take. The expenses of the last year or the expense of the next year should not be considered. That's why we have to make the add and less. So what is the rule? Paid in advance, opening should be added, and paid in advance, end of the year should be deducted. So here motor expenses paid in advance, beginning of the year, opening added, add up. Motor expenses paid in advance, end of the year deducted. So ultimately 13,400 minus 1410, you will get 11,990. 11,990 should be deducted from gross profit. One expenditure over. Second expenditure, amount paid for advertising. Amount paid for advertising. The amount paid is 17,230 given in the problem. Now you see, oved. Advertising oved. Beginning of the year deducted. Now second rule. Expenses oved. Expenses oved opening should be deducted. And expenses oved closing should be added. It is opposite of advance. It is opposite of advance. Expenses oved at the beginning of the year, opening, should be deducted. And expenses oved at the end of the year should be added. That will be how to apply. So here, amount paid for advertising 17,230 minus advertising owed on 1/5/2016, opening should be deducted. Opening should be deducted. Opening owed amount should be deducted. 350 minus. Then advertising owed on 30th April 2017, closing should be added. So here 217 added. So 16,880 plus 217, 17,097. So again, all these expenses should be deducted from gross profit. That's why I'm putting in bracket. This motor expenses in bracket 11,990, advertising 17,097 in bracket. Last one is amount paid for rent. Amount paid for rent is 16,330. From this, rent owed on 1/5/2016. Outstanding rent at the beginning of the year, deduct here. Expenses owed opening, deducted. So here minus rent outstanding opening, deduct 2,000, 14,330. उसी तरह rent paid in advance opening should be added. Rent paid in advance opening should be added. So here rent paid in advance opening, add 1120. So if you add 14,330 plus 1120, 15,450. Now you deduct. All these three are the expenses. These are motor expenses, this is advertising, this is rent. Deduct 97,000 minus all these three amount, 52,463. This is the profit for the year. That's all. 3 problems I've completed, main problems in this topic of incomplete records. Inshallah, the next problem will start in the next video.